Welcome back to season 2 of More Context, the podcast. It's been a long time coming, I feel like. When was the last episode? 10/10. Can't forget that. The last episode was October 10th, 2020. Um, so now seems a good time to bring it back. I feel like I've really been wanting to share like a lot of things. Some things I'm still not ready to share just yet. Perhaps definitely the next episode. I definitely feel that energy projecting into the next episode and then the episodes to follow. Just not yet. Like I just feel like you can't just start season 2 with a bang like that, right? Like I feel like I gotta ease y'all back in, right? So if you haven't noticed as of yet, I'm gonna try to do season 2 not only as the audio but as a visual as well. So if this all pans out correctly, if this all looks nice, if it sounds nice, you will not only get the audio for the podcast, but the podcast will also be able to be viewed via YouTube. Isn't that lovely? I know, right? So let's get into like what I've been up to since we last spoke. I took a little break from Instagram. I took the month of October off, and that was good for me. I feel like so my month off from Instagram not only included not posting anything. Like I did not post the stories, I did not post to my feed, I also did not scroll. I actually did not open the app at all. I think I probably opened the app maybe once or twice to get like something from a DM, like some type of information from a previous DM or something like that. But other than that, I did not look at mentions, I did not look at DMs, I did not look at comments, I didn't look at tags, I didn't look at a feed, I didn't look at a story, I didn't sneak and go look on anybody's page. Like I just did not engage with Instagram whatsoever, and I feel like it was good for me. The reason of me doing it was to kind of reset myself. I wanted to like get more into my own thoughts, as if me being an Aquarius is like I need to get into my own thoughts any deeper. But I just wanted to formulate my own thoughts without like external opinions, external forces, like external influences. Like I just wanted to engage with myself. Like I feel like I'm always present, but I just wanted to be present without the pressure of feeling like, oh, I should post this moment or I should capture this for Instagram or whatever. And I didn't do much in October, but there is one thing that I did in particular that it was highly Instagram worthy. And I took footage, of course, because how can I not? But I more so took footage to like compile it into a YouTube video, because I felt like if I had compiled the footage for Instagram, I would have sat on it and then like posted. I don't really like to post old things to Instagram, especially not in your story. I like for my stories to be more current. So I did take a lot of footage for YouTube, and I'm gonna compile that soon. But that footage in particular that I'm speaking of is from my road trip to Montana. Y'all know I love a trip, okay? But this road trip to Montana, in which I'm gonna speak more about in another episode, because I feel like it's deeper than me just bringing it up right now or whatever. I definitely want to get into like how I even ended up going to Montana, who I went with, because I definitely didn't go by myself, and like what I did or whatever, and just what I got from that trip, because I definitely got like a whole lot from that trip or whatever. But that was pretty much what I did. That was like the highlight of my October. And then November, obviously I got back on Instagram in November. We had the election. We don't even need to talk about that. Like another reason why I took a break off during the month of October, because I was pretty much tired of like Like, we know, I know, vote. I know, I get it. Like, I'm gonna be there. I don't need you to remind me, like, every 2 scrolls, every 3 minutes or whatever. Like, I'm definitely gonna vote. And I voted, obviously. I got up early, I voted. And I got up early to vote thinking that the lines were gonna be crazy. And, you know, I just didn't wanna deal with like voter suppression, if you will. So I got to the polls at like 9, and it was like super easy peasy for me. Like, who the fuck says easy peasy? But it was like super easy. It was like, I was really in and out for real. They had, you know, CVIT, CVIT guidelines. They had, honestly, at the polls, they had way more volunteers than they had actual people there. And I thought it was cute when they had rang a bell for like first time voters or whatever. So that was like, you know, November. And then Thanksgiving, I had actually went to my best friend Crystal's mom's house. So we all may know that Crystal lives in New York, but her parents live in Northern Virginia or whatever, and so they're actually relocating out of the state, and they sold their house. So this was like the last hoorah, but the last anything, Thanksgiving, family gathering, whatever, in that house in Virginia or whatever. And following CVID restrictions, I went to her house, and well, her, you know, her parents' house, and had Thanksgiving with her family or whatever. And that was love. Normally for Thanksgiving, I go to my boyfriend's family's house in Philly, since I typically like to go, you know, like on my solo vacations for Christmas. I definitely try to make it a point to spend, you know, time with his family for a holiday. And then where I think in like married relationships, you would spend like time with the other family, you know, for the other holiday, that will more so be me spending time with myself for Christmas. So originally we were gonna go to his family's house in Philly for Thanksgiving, but we didn't do that because his family actually had some positive CVIT results. And he actually went to see his family for, when he went to Philly to vote, he went to go see some of his family, and I think that's how he ended up contracting the virus. So he was pretty much laying low for Thanksgiving. Fortunately, I did not contract the virus. We kind of caught on to, like, very early, we kind of picked up on like him not feeling well or whatever. We definitely distanced ourselves before he even got the results back. And I got tested the day after he got tested, either the same day or the day after he got tested, and I tested negative, but we both quarantined or whatever. So you know, he's better now. He got his results back. He tested negative twice or whatever, so he's better now. But he laid low for Thanksgiving, so that kind of allowed me the opportunity. It kind of just worked out perfectly for me to be able to go hang out with Crystal and her family before, you know, they all move out of state or whatever. So that was cool. I felt like that was kind of like what I needed, because, well, honestly, had I not gone to Crystal's house, and had we not gone to my boyfriend's family's house in Philly, I think I probably still would have been fine. And maybe it's just the dynamic of the year that we're having, but I probably would have just gotten food from New Vegan. Essentially, that was literally what I did anyway, since he couldn't leave. Well, he could leave because his quarantine was up, but, you know, he still wanted to like burn those last few days or whatever. But since he didn't go anywhere, I ended up picking up a platter for him from New Vegan, the soul food vegan spot. And of course, I'm not gonna go there and not get me anything. So because I figured that I wasn't gonna be able to eat a lot of stuff at Crystal's people's house anyway, I ended up getting me a platter from New Vegan too, which I'm glad I did. Even though I did eat some salmon, I really went to her house for rice and peas. Like, they're Puerto Rican, so their rice and peas is like fire to me. But I definitely had some rice and peas, some yams, and some salmon, and that was love. But I knew I wanted to taste for macaroni and cheese. The new vegan so far is the best vegan macaroni and cheese that I've had so far since not eating cheese. So I got him a platter for Thanksgiving from New Vegan, and then I got me one as well. And then I had my, when everybody was eating their little Thanksgiving leftovers the next day, I had my little New Vegan leftovers to eat the next day. So that was cool. But had I not gone to her people's house, I feel like I probably would have been fine. Normally, I say that because normally I get sad around this time. Sometimes like the beginning of, and I spoke on this before, that I do kind of get that seasonal depression. And it normally happens like right before Thanksgiving, and then it lasts until probably like the middle of January, maybe like the middle of January, like after New Year's. Like as New Year's, the excitement from New Year's is like dwindling off or whatever, that's when like my depression kind of goes away. But and obviously I don't have it when I, like, what combats it a lot is for me during my solo travel or my travel during Christmas or whatever, which obviously I know we're still, in the pandemic, but I do have to do what's best for my mental health and for my melanin, because at this point I am like pale AF. I am like ridiculously pale. So I'm definitely still going out of town for Christmas. I'm gonna spend 5 days out of the country. This year, for the first time, instead of me being by myself the entire time, my boyfriend is actually gonna meet me out there like the last couple of days, which is gonna be nice. Like, I'm definitely looking forward to that. But I do still get, like, it's like the best of both worlds. I do still get my solo time in for a few days, and then he'll meet me out there and we'll spend Christmas together, and then finish off the last leg of our trip together or whatever. So that will be nice. But I don't know what it is that, like, why I don't feel like that seasonal depression. Because I don't even really know where it came from in the beginning. Like, it could be a number of things, right? It could be like the fact that, like, I didn't really come from like a lot of like family traditions for the holidays. It could be, I don't know. It could be like the change in the weather or whatever. And it's crazy because me recording this podcast is the first day that, like, we've gotten snow all winter, and the weather has been like fine. But I mean, it's not just me in the house. Like, we're all in the house. We're literally all doing the same thing. So I feel like depression probably has shown up in a lot of people this year that has probably never experienced it. Where on the flip side, for me, I haven't gotten a bout of it, not yet at least, and I'm well into December. So I'm very fortunate that I feel like mentally okay, like I feel fine or whatever. But I mean, it could also have a lot to do with the fact that I do have a lot going on. Like, I have a lot going on personally. So, and it's like a lot of exciting things. It's like a lot of new things. I've experienced things that I was not expecting to experience. Like I said, that trip to Montana was just like, that shit was just like amazing. And I feel like that really boosted my morale. Look at me. A mood, if you will. But yeah, so all right, for example, we've been house hunting since the beginning of since about the middle end of the summertime, and child, that has just been a thing in and of itself. And it's in the summertime and in like the early fall time, like I'm gonna say before daylight savings, it was fun because it was a lot of shit on the market. We went to go see houses probably like at least 3 to 5 times a week. We was looking at different houses, right? And then I feel like right after daylight savings, that shit the market just depleted for real. Like, we're lucky to even see a house, like come across a house that we're even interested in to even go see, let alone put an offer in. So we haven't really put any offers into anything except for this one house. Now, this one house was a motherfucking gem. Like, it was, like, for me, it was the curb appeal, because we're mainly looking at townhouses, and of course, most of these townhouses, like, they all look the same, externally and internally. So this one house was like fire externally, like it was love. So it was like it was like 3 stories or whatever, and it had 2 balconies and a patio. It was, how many bedrooms was it? It was 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. So it was like, you walk in, the only one thing I didn't like was that you walk in and like you're right on the steps, which is not good feng shui. But I mean, the steps thing, I'm like, that is not a deal breaker or whatever. But you walk in, it had like the hardwood steps going up to the main level, but on the first floor it was like a den area, and then and that was like where the patio was, and the patio was set up like so cute. But then it was like the laundry room, and then the laundry room had like all this storage space. Then you go upstairs to the main level, and the owner suite, I always say owner suite. I hate saying master bedroom because I'm not a slave owner. So the owner suite was on the main level where like the living room and kitchen and stuff was. And that was really big. The closet side, it was 2 closets, and the closets were kind of small, but I mean, that wasn't a deal breaker for me either. It was Jack and Jill bathroom, so I like the fact that even though it was the only bathroom on that level, like if guests and stuff are there, it was fine because it was a Jack and Jill, and the guests wouldn't have had to go through the bedroom or whatever. Then they had the kitchen, high vaulted ceilings in the living room, dining room, living room area. And then that was where the first balcony was at, in the living room. It had a fireplace. Then you go upstairs to the 3rd level where the 2 additional bedrooms were. And it was like a big bedroom on the left hand side, and that one had like a big walk-in closet. So really that could have been a master as well. And then there was another Jack and Jill bathroom, but the bathroom connected to both rooms. So you walk into let's say you walk into the bedroom on the left, and this is the big bedroom with like the walk-in closet, and then you walk into the bathroom, and then that bathroom connected to the other bedroom, the smaller bedroom, which would have been my space, like my working space and stuff like that, because that bedroom also had the balcony. A dream deferred, because that house was really fire. And so that was the one that we put an offer in, and so it was like 4 offers on the house. We lost it to, we were the 2nd offer in line, and we only lost it to the other offer because they didn't ask for sellers help. And our realtor said that if we decided to forego like the seller's help, we would have been overpaying for the house essentially. And she was like, it wasn't worth it. Like she didn't recommend us doing that or whatever. So I mean, that's her area of expertise. I don't really know. So the ins and out of real estate, if I'm just trusting her, her expertise, her opinion. So we didn't get that house, which is unfortunate, but it's okay. I feel like I definitely told we put the offer in, and my grandmother prayed for, she was like, she called me like, did you hear anything? I'm like, we didn't get it, Grandma. But she was like, I really prayed for you guys, and whatever. My mom said the same thing, that she put it in her prayer book or whatever. And I was like, I really appreciate that. But we put the offer in, but I told myself that I was detaching from the outcome. I just didn't want to hold on to something that, if it wasn't meant to be, then it just wasn't meant to be. If we didn't get that house, then that just means that something out there is for us that is way more structured and way more tailored to what is way more aligned with what we, have our hearts set on, at least for now. Like, obviously we're not looking for a forever home or whatever, but the right now home, we definitely don't want to just settle for, you know, anything just because it kind of like it checks a lot of boxes but not all of them. Like, we want to definitely check as many boxes as we can without being house poor, most importantly. So, you know, that's been a lot. Like, that I will definitely keep you guys abreast on that journey. Like, I know I had shared a house tour from a house that we had looked at previously, like in one of my old vlogs on YouTube, and I know that I started sharing like some house tours on my story on Instagram as we go see them. So definitely pay attention to my Instagram or my YouTube if you want to, you know, continue to follow along on that house hunting journey visually, because I do go through like the whole house and show you what the house looks like and kind of tell you what we don't like about it, or, you know, what we love about it or whatever. So that it started out exciting, but now it's just kind of frustrating because like I just feel like the hunt is kind of like on a standstill, if you will. But I mean, you know, it's the nature of the game. This is my first time ever looking to buy anything, and I think I'm definitely fortunate and I'm grateful that we rent from somebody who is a friend of mine, so we're not tied into like a 12-month lease, and we are actually like paying month to month, and we didn't have to worry about like a spike in our rent just because we are not tied to a lease. So that is definitely a blessing, because I know a lot of people are not as fortunate to be able to have that option. So, you know, me always looking on the bright side, it's just, you know, hopefully we are not forced to stay in here another year, just because that is just how long it's going to take for us to find something. But if, you know, if it happens that way, it'll happen. Again, it'll happen how it's supposed to happen. But, you know, I'm really excited to get back into podcasting. Like, I really did miss speaking to the mic, like, because I don't really see it as like me just talking into this microphone, or now me just talking into this camera. Like, I really felt like this was an outlet where, as if I wasn't already myself on every other interactive media that I am pertinent on. Like, I'm 100% myself on Instagram, like 100% myself on whatever YouTube videos are out there. Like, I feel like this, like the podcast really allows me to like just get shit off my chest, and to like, you know, just again give more context into like the things that I think about, the things that I feel, why I feel a certain way about certain things, why I think about certain things the way I do. Like, it really is some sort of a therapy session. And honestly, I appreciate the fact, at first I thought it was kind of weird because there is no instant gratification from podcasting. Like, it's not like you just publish this and then it's like, oh, look at all these likes and look at all these comments. So you literally are not even doing it for that, for like the instant gratification of like people are satisfied or people like this or whatever, right? Like, it's like I can see how many people listen to it, but it's like I have no idea who listens to it unless they tell me, you know, I heard your podcast or whatever. But so all of this is like so blind, and as much as I feel like it's for me, I realize that it's not just for me. Like, I really appreciate receiving all of the comments that I've received about and from the podcast or whatever. I love to hear the feedback. Like, I love it. I love hearing how you guys relate to like the certain things about me, or certain things that I say that you relate to. And it's things that, like, I mean, you would think like, oh yeah, I could see how that's relatable. And then it's other things where I'm like, oh damn, I'm not alone. Like, for example, I think episode 1, I was like, when I was talking about I think episode 1 was like the 15 facts about me or something like that. Excuse me. And I like, I think one of the questions was like, what are your pet peeves? And I was talking about how much I hate noise, like miscellaneous noise. I hate noise. And one thing about this condo that I'm in right now is like, it's so fucking noisy. Like, it's so many inanimate objects in my condo that like just makes noise, and it, I want to say it drives me crazy, but I've gotten a little, I like to think that I've gotten better at tuning. I don't even want to say embracing it, because I just don't even want to embrace it, but like tuning it out, if you will. So like the HVAC unit, when the AC and the heat come on, I can hear that. Like, it's really loud in the wall. I feel like my refrigerator runs. And when I say runs, I mean like, it's like, girl, are you losing weight? Like, where are you going? Like, why do you run so many times a day? Like, what's happening? And it's very loud. Like, my refrigerator is like very hefty and like, but just loves to run. And I'm like, I mean, sis, you run multiple times a day, every single day, and you've yet to like nothing changes. You didn't lose any weight, and you're just, it's my refrigerator is like the worst, like the worst. But I went off on a deep end about my noisy ass place. But when I said how much I hate miscellaneous noise, so many people related to that. And I was like, really? Damn, that's crazy. Because like, I didn't think that, I figured that, I'm sure it's a thing, like everybody has a thing, but I didn't realize that like so many people that listen to me, related to that. Same thing with how I said I don't like being touched. A lot of people related to me saying that. And I was like, that actually made me feel good. That was one thing that I really enjoyed getting the feedback from, because I really thought like it was me. But I'm like, no, I hate being touched. Like, I hate being pulled on, and like, just, oh my God, one of the worst things ever is like when somebody is laughing and like they are cracking the fuck up, and then they like bump you, or like shoulder bump you, or like they gotta tap you or slap you, and it's like, whoa, bro, why your laughter come with so much physicality? Like, can we tone it down a lot bit? But I really appreciated hearing that. But I always knew I was coming back. I really just wanted to get my shit together. I really wanted to make sure that I was like focused. I wanted to make sure that I was gonna be more consistent. I wanted to include the aspect of video with the audio, and I just, how you just feel like everything just has to be perfect. I needed to get out of my own way. And separate perfection from execution, because the more you think about how to perfect something, the less you're willing to like start, right? Because it's like, oh, I need to do this, and like even today it was like, I need to put on makeup to do the video, I need to do that, and I was like, no, I don't need to do that. Like, I'm literally in the clothes that I have been in all day. Shout out to the shirt that I have on that says In Full Blossom 2020 edition. This is from my homegirl's flower line. Not flower line, but she has a floral shop, and I will definitely put her information in the description, and plug y'all in on that. But like, I've definitely been, if 2020 ain't do shit else, 2020 definitely made me more into Black businesses, as like we all should have. But I've definitely bought like a lot of like merch, t-shirts from Black businesses, even if it wasn't like aesthetic or like cool. Like, if it's just like for brand awareness, that's super easy for you to put on around the house, and just like for me to be in videos and like stuff like now, I didn't plan to just have this shirt on. And by the way, the name of her floral shop is called Maryland Petals and Co. I think. Like I said, I will definitely link her information. But that, and I got that was kind of off topic, but so it's like when you think about perfection, it's like me today with recording this podcast. It's like I have been in this shirt like all day. Like my hair has been up in a bun. I really need to take these twists out, and I could have stopped myself from even jumping in front of the camera. Like my thing was, I did not want to start. I knew for a fact I wanted to start implementing video, and I did not want to start off inconsistent. Like I could have just jumped in and did straight audio and was like, I'll do a video for like another episode, but why not start off season 2 with a bang, right? And I was like, you know what, I'm about to just lay these edges, put some earrings in, and like make sure my lips not chapped, and I'm gonna just do this video. Like, why not wear this shirt in the video? Like, I'm not changing my clothes, I'm not about to put on makeup. Like, I've been cleaning up all day. I need to go pick up my mom who's in town. And it's like, I just need to get it done. I just need to do it, because if I don't do it now, then my mom's gonna be in town, and then it's a whole thing, and then there's another week gone, right? So I definitely have been like just trying to get out of my own way. And I feel like that's probably like a testament for like all of us or whatever. But I'm just so proud that I'm able to get out of my way right now, because I'm here and I'm doing it, and I feel good about it or whatever. But like I said, I knew I was coming back. I knew this was something that I definitely wanted to do, because it's so crazy. Like, okay, I wish I could. What's today? Wednesday. I want to say this was last Thursday or Friday. This guy hit me on my Instagram. He DM'd me. Now, it's even funnier how I know him. So I met him one day, and it could have even been, it had to have been last year. But I want to say I met him last year because he worked at the Apple store, and something was wrong with my phone, and I went to the Apple store to get it looked at. And he was one of the guys that worked at the Genius Bar, and so he helped me with my phone or whatever. And he was like, and like while he was helping me with my phone, like, we just had like good conversation. Like, we was just talking, like, and he's a young guy. I definitely didn't realize he was like, I think he said he's 23. And of course, at the time, he didn't know how old when I told him how old I was, he was like, yo, like, I had no idea. I thought you was like my age or whatever. Anyway, while he was working on my phone, like, we exchanged Instagrams or whatever. And so, like, we followed each other from there. And so, like, from that year ago, like, we would, just kind of comment on each other's stories or whatever. Or if, like, I don't even think he posts pictures that often, but when he does, like, I like it. Or if I ain't just liking pictures just to be liking pictures, but, like, it's just a very basic, very basic Instagram, two-way line of I follow you, you follow me. But super cool, that he definitely responds to like stories if it's funny, that type of situation, right? Well, anyway, one day last week he hit me and he was like, do you mind, like, basically, talking to me for like 30 minutes? I just like got some shit on my mind, and I just like, you just seem like somebody I could talk to. And so, like, just from that DM alone, I was like, damn, for real. Like, I honestly, I was like, I don't want to say honored, but I was so grateful that, like, this guy barely knows me. And, like, of course we feel like we know each other from social media as for so long as you're being your authentic self. Like, we do feel like we know a certain bit about one another or whatever. But so anyway, I was like, of course, I was like, of course. Oh, actually, it was last Friday. So I was like, because I was eating my leftover new vegan or whatever. But I was like, of course. I was like, shoot me your number, and I'll call you when I get off this call or out of a meeting or something. And so I called him, and he was like asking me, just how I got to like be in this realm of like where I am, like essentially like how much work did it take for me to like just get so comfortable with myself to like be alone and travel by myself and just to be as confident and like free as I am or whatever. And honestly I really appreciated those questions, because I'm like, for one, I really appreciate you noticing that those are characteristics about me that I embrace a lot. And so he was like, even just from the questions after, it was kind of like in certain bouts, he just was like, I came to you. I came to you because it was like, I feel like you're wise, and I feel like you're honest and you're authentic, and I respect like who you are or whatever. And he also was like, I listened to your podcast, which I did not know. So again, I never know that you guys listen to my podcast unless you tell me. So he was like, I listened to your podcast, and I can really relate to you and like the things that you say. And I just felt, I don't know, I just felt like comfortable reaching out to you and, seeing if you felt like talking, just because like he just felt like he, didn't really have anybody else to talk to that was like unbiased, non-judgmental, that just did. And I just was like, yo, I fucking love that. Like, I overly appreciate shit like that. Like I feel like that says a lot about me if I give you that energy, that like I'm even like you, if you feel comfortable enough to like approach me and be like, yo, like, can you talk? By all means do so, because I will always be that person for like anybody who I feel like energy is pure and authentic. Like, I ain't really trying to talk to nobody that I feel like is full of shit. Put it that way. But I really appreciated hearing that. And honestly, from hearing that was one push that really allowed me to get out of my way and to start back recording. And one of the questions that he asked me was like, how do you stay motivated? And I was like, my nigga, I can't now. Out of all the questions that you asked that I can answer, that is one question that I can't. Like, I be still trying to figure out how to motivate myself, how to stay driven. I be seeing like so many other people, and that when I compare myself to other people, I compare like the drive and the tenacity and shit like that. Cause I be like, yo, people be having so much determination and drive and like just, that go-getter. And I'm like, I be having it, but it be like spurts. It don't be like, today I'm just gonna take on the world. Like, no, today I'm about to just chill, watch a little YouTube, watch a little TV, but be having like a whole list of shit to do or whatever. So I was like, honestly, that is one question that I'm still trying to like grapple with myself. But that conversation that I had with him was like, that be like shit to like help me stay driven, to help me stay motivated. Like hearing things like that, or just getting any type of like, I mean, I don't drive off of positive feedback, but let's be honest, like that shit helps. Like I've had countless thankless jobs where it's like you show up, you're solving problems, you're performing, you're doing things for people, and I guess people just feel like because it's your job, like you just gotta do it, like, and like appreciate you, but like, do you really? And so like when you're in those kind of jobs, it helps when like the people that you are helping to solve their problems, and the people that you are giving customer service to, or whatever you do in your job, like it definitely helps to receive some form of like thank you, some form of like, you know, gratitude or whatever. And it's like, oh, okay, you do appreciate me, you do really respect me, you do, you know, like my work, like you are satisfied or whatever. So, and that honestly, that definitely correlates into, you know, not just professional work, but in your personal life too. Like the more gratitude you receive from other, like I'm grateful for a lot, like for every single thing, every single trial, every single tribulation, every single blessing. Like I'm thankful for it all. But like I know that I'm selfless and I do a lot for people, and then it's like, and you know, not with an expectation of receiving something in return, but it really helps to know that like when I'm putting something out there with no intention on receiving something, or I'm just putting it out there without even sometimes knowing the direction that I'm going in or why I'm even putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there because I like it or that's how I feel. And so for like for somebody to receive it, embrace it, and then thank me for it, I'd be like, okay, cool. cool. So maybe I'll just keep going. Like, okay, all right, this is, you know, this is not bad. But yeah, I like, you know, with that conversation and just my thoughts on like how I view things in general, the world, people, my perspective. When I look back, I feel like I kind of held out a little bit last season. I feel like I held out on like my opinions. I feel like I held out on my thoughts. And I know I shared a lot, but I definitely feel like I could be sharing more, because I feel like my perspective just on the world and on life and on people and on traditions and on just, you know, conventional things are just so unconventional. Like, and I feel like I do want to share that. Like I do want to put that part of me out more. Whereas, I don't know, maybe at first I was just kind of like, first of all, don't nobody give a fuck about your opinion. Second of all, nobody asked. Black people can't say asked to save our life. But, you know, I actually lost a job by not being able to say ask. It was ask. Brief story real quick. I was in college and I was trying to get like this I think it was like a remote, like part-time job or whatever, but it was like this customer service job, and I had a phone interview. In a phone interview, I had to recite back what the person said to me, or I had to like read something or something like that, and it had the word ask in it or whatever, and she basically told me that I'm not moving forward in the process because of how I pronounce certain words such as ask or whatever. I'm like, damn, bitch, I'm from Baltimore. But, and it was funny because my other roommate, I had a roommate at the time, and she speaks very properly or whatever, and she can put that shit on. Her code switching game is chef's kiss motherfucking A1. Shout out to Fiamma, I really miss her. But she was like, why you just had me do the interview? I was like, honestly, I would have, but I didn't know they was going to give me a whole little spiel to recite or whatever, or else I would have just had you do the interview or whatever. But anyway, what was I using? Oh, so you know, I do feel like this season I'm definitely going to initiate more of my own thoughts, opinions, ideas, however non-traditional they are, however they may have me looked at as, you know, weird or obscure or, you know, awkward or whatever. It doesn't matter, because I am indeed all of those things, and I am completely okay with that. So, I'm starting to realize that my thoughts, opinions, and feelings about things, I'm not alone in a lot of this shit. So it might just take for me to have to speak on certain things for other people to be like, you know what, I'm glad you said that, because I've been feeling that way about, you know, such and such, and I never really felt the courage to like embrace that, or like, you know, whatever. Like some people be like, forcing things that they don't even gravitate to. Like, it's like, why? Like, why not just live your life how you want to live your life, as opposed to like forcing yourself to like do all of these conventional things that you don't even give a fuck about. Like, the whole idea of like the American dream is like, you know, you get a good job. Well, you graduate from college. You graduate from high school, you go directly into college, then you get married, then you have children, then y'all, don't forget you gotta buy the house with the white picket fence and all that. It's like that. Nobody's life is cookie cutter, and it's not supposed to be. Like, just live your life how you want to live it. And if it don't fit that mold, I hope it doesn't fit that mold. Please tell me it doesn't fit that mold. I feel like you are supposed to mold your life the way you want to mold your life. And I feel like as I'm getting older, the more people are starting, because I've always been this way. It's just like the more I really started practicing it, and the more people started understanding that, like, no, I really am this way. Like, I really don't like certain kind of attention. Like, no, I don't have a desire to have like certain milestones that people go through, you know, with the big fancy weddings. And I'm like, I don't have that kind of desire, and you're not gonna force that on me. Like, if me and my boyfriend are on the same page about things, I feel like it's pretty much all that matters. Like, honestly, my family just wants me to be happy. Like, and I feel like that's the best thing anybody can ask for. Like, and I feel sorry for the people who are pressured by their family and their friends to do things that they really don't want to. And I feel even sorrier for those people who go along with the pressures of their family and friends just because it either makes them easier, makes their family and friends happier, or whatever, but it's making you fucking miserable. And I just feel like everybody should just live their life how they're intended to live their life, or whatever. Anyway, I feel like that's enough for now. You know what? There is one last thing that I do want to say before I clock out. The capsule collection. The capsule collection is coming back. The capsule collection is coming back, and I'm very excited. It'll be back at the end of January, dubbed Aquarius season, because it's gonna be Aquarius season. I am ever more so an Aquarius, and so it's only right that capsule collection number 2, Aquarius season, comes back around. And guess what else? I got something for men. I got something for the fellas. So I've been working on that really hard. I'm trying to figure out like what little spins I can put on things, what little, you know. But honestly, I'm like, I've already, like, because I definitely tried to make sure I incorporated way more pieces so that everybody can get them a taste of the no context capsule collection Aquarius season. Like, I don't want people to be like, damn, I really wanted that and it's sold out. Like, I'm not trying to do that. So I definitely upped the quantity, which means my budget is like, sis, you fucking tried it. But it's cool because it was for me, but it's for y'all too. And I'm really excited about this. I'm definitely way more excited about this than I was about the first one. So I'm really looking forward to it. I hope y'all are looking forward to it too. I'm definitely excited to be back on the pod. I'm very excited and very much looking forward to all of the other things that just come to my mind that I feel like I just, want to release to the world. I'm tired of holding myself back. And honestly, I said it before, I'll say it again. I'm doing this for fun and I'm having fun with it. And whatever comes of it, comes of it. But for now, this has been like an amazing release. And so I'm not going to stop because, well, for one, I still haven't found a therapist. So this is it. This is my therapy. And even when I do find a therapist, like, this will still be my therapy. Free therapy that I give me. Oh, I'm so thoughtful to me. Anyway, thank y'all. See y'all next time. I holla.